On May 19, 1925, in Omaha, Nebraska, Malcolm Little was born. His mother, Louise Norton Little, was a homemaker occupied with the family's 8 children. His father, Earl Little, was an outspoken Baptist minister and avid supporter of the black nationalist leader Marcus Garvey. Earl's civil rights activism promoted death threats from the white organization Black Legion, which forced the family to relocate twice before Malcolm's 4th birthday. In 1931, Earl's body was found dead. Malcolm's mother suffered an emotional breakdown several years later after Earl's death. This committed her to a mental institution while her children were split up among various foster homes. Later on, Malcolm got dropped out of high school at the age 15. Several years later, Malcolm was committed to a burglar crime, which sentenced him to 8 to 10 years in jail. Later on, he used the time to further his education. Malcolm's brother Reginald would visit and discuss his recent conversation to the Muslim religion. Reginald belonged to the religious organization, the Nation of Islam. Malcolm began studying the teachings of Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad. It teaches that white society keep African Americans from empowering themselves and achieving political, economic, and social success. Nation of Islam fought for a state for their own. By 1952, Malcolm was a devoted follower with the new surname X. He considered Little as a slave name and chose X to signify his last tribal name. Malcolm becomes a minister and national spokesman for the Nation of Islam. Elijah also changed him with establishing new mosques in cities such as Detroit, Michigan, and Harlem. He used newspapers columns to communicate Nation of Islam's message across the U.S. His charisma attracted large amounts of new members, 500 in 1952 to 30,000 in 1963. The crowds and surroundings of Malcolm made him a media magnet. He was featured in a week-long television show with Mike Wallace in 1959. The program explored the fundamental of Nation of Islam and tracked his emergence as one of the most important leaders. Malcolm's vivid personality had captured the government's attention. As Nation of Islam continued to grow, FBI agents edged in the organization and tried to monitor the group's activities. Sooner or later, Malcolm X received criticism of people that he made the assassination of John F. Kennedy. In 1963, tensions erupted between Malcolm X and Nation of Islam due to its growing popularity and its objection to the extramarital affair of Elijah Muhammad. By 1964, Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam and converted his own religious organization, the Muslim Mosque. He went on a pilgrimage to Mecca, which proved to be life-altering for him. Malcolm shared his thoughts and beliefs with different cultures and found overwhelmingly positive and called all races as brothers. On February 21, 1965, while preparing for his speech in the Manhattan's Aldivan Ballroom, Malcolm X was rushed by 3 gunmen from the Nation of Islam and was killed by 21 shots in his body. His autobiography was published in 1965 was named Time magazine as one of the 10 required nonfiction books of all time. Even though Malcolm X experienced racism, he created injustice to fight back and which inspired the Black Panthers.